We need to talk about Cardano. This was a project that once hit $3 back in August of 2021, now sitting at 35 cents down here. What is going on with this project? Do I still have conviction in it? And how many Cardano would you need to hold to become a Cardano millionaire? We're going to go through that and a lot more. Smash your likes, don't forget to subscribe, and as you can see, guys, there is little wonder why loads of people are losing faith in this project, right? We're sitting here, having been at $3, now sitting at 35, really horrible chart, having been through a bear market, and a lot of people right now are hating on this project. But I've been doing a deep dive, I've been looking at the research, and I'm still comfortable with my Cardano position. In fact, given the chaos of 2021, now is a time where I've actually increased my happiness of holding Cardano. Sometimes I just look at my portfolio and I don't have to worry about Cardano, and that's a really nice feeling when you've seen projects like Terra Luna collapse, you saw FTX collapse, you're seeing so many issues with things like Solana. What a nice position to be in, where you can look at a project and go, you know what, they're the ones building slowly, they're the ones doing things a little bit more methodically, maybe they're not going to get the crazy growth that Solana had, but equally I don't want a project to collapse. It's all about managing that risk to reward. We're going to break down what is going on, and the first thing I want to share with you guys is let's look at the TVL, because remember, what was going on with the whole Cardano narrative? The whole issue with Cardano was they got more attention than people liked. If we go back a step, when Cardano was doing well, you got to remember the landscape at the time. There was Bitcoin, then there was Ethereum, and then Cardano, right? When he separated from Ethereum. So naturally, when Charles Hoskinson spun out from Ethereum, he was naturally going to have a bunch of haters in that Ethereum maximalist community. So when you're investing in ADA, you've got to understand that's just part of it. There's a huge community behind ADA who love it, who swear by it. And then you've got the ETH maximalists who still have that bitter taste in their mouth from the whole Vitalik and Charles Hoskinson feud at the time. Now, also you have to remember that Cardano's also been a little bit of a victim of their own success, in other words, because what happened was, because Cardano was so early to the party of layer 1 solutions, before Solana and Phantom and Avalanche and all these other layer 1 solutions with arguably, many would say, maybe more superior tech or doing more, right? Cardano achieved a crazy valuation at that time. And so when you then compared them to the likes of Solana or Terra Luna at the time or Avalanche, people were looking and going, yeah, but nobody can do anything on Cardano because they hadn't quite finished the Alonzo smart contracts and there was no real TVL. And now that's changing. Now we're starting to see those use cases come in. And it wasn't Cardano's fault that they were getting a crazy valuation. That was just the demand there was for other layer 1 platforms at the time, because it was just Ethereum at the time and then Cardano spun out with a few others, right? So that was not an indictment on them. It was just the fact that they were early. So if we look at the TVL here, you can see Cardano has just hit an all-time high here in the amount of TVL locked. Really impressive, given that we're in a bear market and many other projects are not hitting all-time highs in the TVL. Now, granted, Cardano is still only in the top 24, right? They're only here in the top 24. But you've got to remember, they've got 100 million locked here in dollar value in a bear market. Naturally, this will go up as the value of Cardano goes up. But you have to understand that the progress is what you want to look at. It's the progress of how much is being added and the trajectory that we want to look at. If you also look at the recent data here, you can see delegated wallets up and to the right, ADA wallets up and to the right. There is growth going on here, right? We are seeing activity is occurring on this chain. So that natural argument, which a lot of Cardano's haters had, was like nothing was going on, people aren't using it. But you can see that is changing. In fact, if you go into Cardano, you can also look at some of the major projects and protocols being built. There are things going on, right? MinSwap here. Yes, they're tiny amounts. You've only got 40 million of total value locked. I understand. Indigo, Wing Riders, the Jed stablecoin, MuesliSwap, Sunday Swap. There are things going on. But you have to understand, this is a bear market. When the money flow comes in, if you've made it this far into the video and you someday want to be able to read the markets, do technical analysis, trade as we are doing on this channel, then perhaps you may want to check out my free technical analysis from scratch course over on Skillshare. For those who aren't familiar, Skillshare is an online education platform. You sign up for a nominal amount each month and you get access to a wide variety of different courses. I personally use it to learn all sorts of things, from video editing to financial to using Excel and various other bits and pieces that you may want to learn. It's far better than YouTube on those elements, because on YouTube, everything is about retention, whereas with a course, you can put things in a structured curriculum, and that is exactly what I've done with my TA course. It's completely free for the first 30 days. If you click the link in the description, ijaz.uk/TA, to take advantage of the TA course. Let me know what you think about it, and let's get back into this video. You will start to see these projects, these protocols in the TVL and Cardano picking up. And guess what? You're now going into the new cycle with many of the platforms which were sucking up TVL in the last cycle no longer around. Terra Luna, Solana has now struggled in its TVL. So where will that TVL go? People will be looking for new layer 1 solutions to put that into. Could Cardano be one of the beneficiaries? Let's also take a look here at the actual use cases going on. So you can pull off this ecosystem report here from IOHK, and you can see from 2015, when they initially formed, you can see they made a lot of progress, right? In 2017 here, they started with their classic consensus protocol, Ouroboros, and then they progressed really nicely into 2020 when they started the Shelley era. But then look at this. This is how much they then achieved in 2021 in their Goguen era. They had the Plutus Playground. They had, if you keep going here, you had the Alonso hard fork. You keep going, you had your Cardano DeFi Alliance. You had your first impact here, Muesli Swap, which was their first DEX. They really made a lot of progress in 2021. And then in 2022, throughout the bear market as well, they continued to make good progress. Obviously, we had Hydra. We had various things going on in terms of the Vassal upgrade, which we covered on the channel as well. They keep plugging along. So whilst other companies and other projects were capitulating, were breaking, playing Ponzi schemes with FTX and various other things, trying to create an algorithmically backed stablecoin, they were plugging on and building their smart contract platform. And this is why it gives me peace when I look at this part of the my Cardano portfolio, right? They're just steadily trying to build. And of course, we can go through all the pros and cons of Cardano. We know that it's open source. We know about the staking. We know about the interoperability, right? We know the programming languages, UTXO model. We know about scalability. Fine, that's all done. But what we really want to see is the numbers. Are people using Cardano? Because that was always the argument against the valuation. Now, Cardano, you can't blame Cardano for being overvalued. What you can say is, are they growing? Because if you're holding this like I'm holding this for the long term, I mean many years, then I really couldn't care about the valuation. The valuation will stabilize as long as it's moving up and to the right over time, and these metrics are moving. That is what I care about. And if you look at this, you can see straight away that the key headlines you really want to look at is 7.2 million native tokens, 3.7 million addresses. Of course, they've got a social community. I don't overlook that. There are so many good layer 1 solutions. Technically, I mean, I always use Algorand as an example. Algorand's in my portfolio as well. And I would just pray that they can improve some of their marketing. You guys know I've been saying that openly for a long period of time. Now, the good thing with Cardano, they've got social, and they've got the tech. Right? Now you'll find that normally you find a meme coin will sit on this side of the equation. Very good at the social, there no use cases, no tech. Then you'll find other platforms, again I use Algorand as the example, very good tech, instant finality, great throughput, Silvio Mikali as the founder, really good, but then nobody's talking about it. There's no biz dev, there's no social element, there's no updates. The good thing with Cardano, particularly thanks to Charles Hodgkinson being at the helm, doing his YouTube videos and giving his regular updates and being quite vocal in the community, you get both these elements. And that creates a killer blockchain. If you've got the social element, there's no point having amazing tech which is stuck in your basement. Right? People need to know about it. And that's why that bit's important as well. 56 million transactions, 3.2k stake pools, and of course, smart contracts starting to be used, albeit still very early. And if you keep going, I want to show you some more because there's some really interesting bits. This was very important to me. And this is looking at the ecosystem. Now, you guys will know I'm a fan of Phantom. And when we had Michael Kong on the channel for an interview, which you can watch here, I'll link that up for you guys, what was one of the things I brought up? I brought up the fact that Phantom is doing really well from a DeFi perspective, but what about the rest? Right? What about NFT? What about gaming? And since then, they've made huge strides into, I'm not saying it's because I said that, but they said it was already on their roadmap and they're working towards it. Now you're seeing with Cardano, not only have they got over 1,000 projects already, which is fantastic, but they're doing so in all the different realms because there's DApp developers eager to build on Cardano. Again, something money can't buy sometimes. So they're going and working on NFT, they're working on DEXs, they've got gaming going on, they've got plenty of wallets, right? There's even some real estate plays, they're on top of metaverse as well, right? They're building on all these different verticals. And that's great because that can create use cases and it can make people move over to Cardano to use the platform. Remember, people don't go and use Cardano because they want to use Cardano. No. There'll be some amazing NFT they want to buy on Cardano, and so they set themselves up on a Cardano wallet, buy some ADA, and interact. There's going to be a really nice game that they want to play on Cardano a couple of years from now, or maybe even this year, right? And so they get themselves set up on Cardano and interact with the blockchain. There may be something they want to do in terms of the metaverse, right? They might love this metaverse that's being built. So all these use cases are very important because they're the gateways to bring people in to use the blockchain. It's not you and I going, oh, Cardano's great, let's go use Cardano. No, it's these use cases that people want to see. Very important. And we can go down and you can see the number of projects are moving nicely up and to the right. Very good. And this is the kind of fundamental analysis you want to be doing on projects. Are they building? Cut out the noise, cut out the hype, cut out crypto Twitter, and look at the facts. Are they building? Are they making progress? No different to how you would look at a company, right? Is Apple selling iPhones? Are they selling iPads? Are they selling MacBooks? Is the technology cost coming down? Are their margins improving? Are they a profitable company? That's the same as what we want to do here. So you look here and straight away, you can see they've got a bunch of different wallets. Fantastic. Keep going. They've got community-built research tools. Keep going. Gets more interesting. Dexes, right? We spoke about that. Wing Riders. You can see Music Swap, Genius Yield, Sunday Swap, Mim Swap, the bigger one. Of course, all still very early, all still very tiny compared to many other dexes out there. But they exist. And when the bull run comes in, expect TVL to start flooding into these places. It's just a natural occurrence that happens when the market turns risk on. Let's also look, they've got NFTs buzzing as well. It just takes one of these projects like CryptoPunks or Bored Apes to hit off, and suddenly volume is going to flow into the Cardano network. So it's good that people are actively building NFT projects on there. There's loads of them on Cardano. There's NFT marketplaces as well, right? You've got CNFT.io. You've got plenty here. Fibo, Artano, metaverse projects going on, right? Clay Nation and various others here on the Cardano network. I mean, they are building. They've got a bunch of data explorers, as you'd expect from a layer 1 blockchain. And then there's other stuff. They've got lending and borrowing. They've got identity solutions, which we've heard Charles Hodgkin speak about a lot. And then they've even got layer 2 scaling projects like Milka Media as well. Okay, so when you look at it, when the haters come and say, oh, Cardano's not building, you can show them this and say, this project is a serious project where people are building on. Now, have they got the speed of growth that Solana has or a Terra Luna has or even some of the other layer 1 blockchains? No, but you have to ask yourself, do you want this in your portfolio or do you not? So that then brings me on to price target. Where do we think this can realistically go from here? And this, whenever I think about my portfolio, I always want to do it in a very, very conservative manner. I've just gone ahead and applied the Fibonacci ratios from swing low, okay, which was our low at around that 24 cents mark, all the way up to the swing high, which we had in August of 2021 at about that $3 mark. And what you can see is the golden ratio comfortably brings you to that $2 to $2 level mark. I would be very, very disappointed if Cardano could not get to this $2 mark. I mean, that's just the basics. Getting back to all-time high, again, you'd be disappointed if they did anything less than getting back to $3. And so if you look at it from where we're at now, that is a comfortable 9 times your investment from where you're at, just to get back to all-time highs. Now, of course, we've just gone through how much progress they've made in 2021 and 2022. So they made so much progress since this point in August 2021. Now, here's the other crazy thing. If you go back, this chart doesn't go back, but if you go back to the peak of the previous cycle in 2017, Cardano was at $1.10. Okay, so getting back to $1.10 should be very comfortable for it. Looking at the Fibonacci extensions is when things start to get exciting. When you look at the golden ratio extension, 1.618 level, that brings you to just shy of $5 per Cardano in the next bull run. I think that's quite exciting. But we could even create some more projections from here. So let's take a look at the ADA price right now. It's sitting at $35 and therefore it's sitting at a market cap currently of around 12 billion. I'm rounding here, guys, right? It's more the principle that matters. And then you want to look at, okay, what if we can go and hit the previous 2017 cycle high? Where does that get us to? Well, that gets us to a $38 billion market cap. Not unreasonable whatsoever. What if we can get to $3, which is our previous cycle high? That gets us to a market cap of $104 billion. This is all, charted territory for Cardano. It's been there, done that. It's got the t-shirt for it. None of this should be a surprise for somebody investing in Cardano because the project is far, far, far superior than it was in 2017. I just showed you all the stuff that did not exist since 2017. So this project, 5-6 years on, has definitely made progress. So if it was commanding $1.10 there, we can comfortably say that's going to be eclipsed. Then you look at the previous cycle, the $3, I think comfortably that would be eclipsed. And so then we start looking at, okay, where could we head to? And that's where that $5 to $6 range starts to become my base case for the next run up. And I would put that there at a $209 billion market cap, with Cardano hitting $6. Now, of course, you're going to want to give yourself some more exciting price targets as well in your portfolio. Not only do you want a base target and a target case, but you also want a moon case, right? Some exciting cases. Now, a stretch target for Cardano would be to get to $2. That would take it to $348 billion in market cap. Now, in order for this to achieve, Cardano will not have to continually grow TVL, create more amazing projects, keep doing their thing, but the whole crypto space will have to grow. We need more money flowing into crypto, more adoption. Bitcoin needs to be well past $1 trillion. Ethereum will probably have to be knocking on, $600-700 billion of market cap in order for Cardano to fill that space of 348. Now, the other argument you can make, and I'm not going to go as far as to make the argument just yet, but some people do make it, is that Cardano is far superior to ETH. And therefore, you can say we don't even need ETH to keep growing. We could take market share off Ethereum and therefore comfortably get to $348 billion with just taking some of the market share from Ethereum as well. It's a fair argument. And then you put your stretch target. And the stretch target would give you $15 per Cardano. And that will then give you a $520 billion market cap. This is basically saying Cardano can be the same market cap as Ethereum in the last bull cycle. Again, not ludicrous. It's not ludicrous if Bitcoin's moving higher, Ethereum's creating new highs, going past $10,000, and Cardano's behind it, moving up to $15 and getting to half a trillion in market cap. It's very possible, right? And that's not a crazy moon target. And then after that, you can set yourself whatever crazy moon targets you want. But these are the realistic ones that I'm going to go and set. So then that asks the question, how many Cardano will you need to buy today to become a millionaire? Well, there's a few different things. Let's take a look. First, let's say these are the number of Cardano you buy today. So if you buy 1,000, 10,000, or 100,000 Cardano today. So if you were to buy 1,000 today, it's going to cost you $350. If you were to buy 10,000, it's going to cost you $3.5K. If you were to buy 100,000, it's going to cost you $35,000 at today's price of 35 cents per Cardano. Now, if we get to our comfortable point, in my view, which is the 2017 high of $1.10, that 350 has become 1,100, that 3.5K has become 11K, and that 35 grand has become 110K. Not too shabby for something which I would say is very, very comfortable and achievable. This is nothing new for Cardano. Better than you're going to get in real estate, right? And then you come down and you look at the previous cycle, which is where we hit $3, the all-time high. Can we go and get to that level? Well, then your 1,000 Cardano is going to be worth 3,000, your 10,000 is going to be worth 30K, and your 100,000 is going to be worth 300K. Okay, you've already almost done a 10x there on your money. Not too shabby whatsoever. Let's keep going, and now we get to our exciting target of $6 per Cardano. This is my base case. This is what I would be investing on the back of, and 1,000 Cardano today should grow you to $6,000. 10,000 Cardano today should get you to 60, and 100,000 Cardano will get you over that $500,000. Not too shabby whatsoever. Let's move it on to the bull case. The bull case is going to get you to 10 grand on $350 spent today. 3.5K spent today will get you up to $100,000. And this one here, where you buy 100,000 Cardanos for 35 grand today, would get you to becoming a Cardano millionaire. In other words, to become a Cardano millionaire, you're going to need to either invest more than 100,000 Cardano, more than 35 grand, and use this base case. Or if you think we can get to $10 on Cardano, which is the bull case, you're getting to 348 billion in market cap, you're going to hit $1 million with 35 grand spent today. And then, of course, the moonshot, putting it in here, if we can hit $15 on Cardano, you're looking at 1.5 million from your initial $35,000 investment. So there you have it, guys. There are my price targets on Cardano. Let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts on Cardano? Not to say there aren't weaknesses, there aren't things wrong with the project. There are with any project. But what we have to do as investors is weigh up the pros, weigh up the cons, and have a balanced portfolio. Where I've got so many fast-moving layer one solutions that want to break things and grow really, really quickly, sometimes it's just nice to have something which is a bit more peer-reviewed, a bit more researched, time is taken, it's a bit more methodical. Just gives me that peace in my portfolio. Let me know, do you love Cardano? Do you hate it? Or are you in between? Let me know in the comments. Go watch this video here, and I'll see you in the next one.